as Atlanta would.
The following is a presentation of WGAA Sports.
To the wall it is. It's gone! It's gone! He hit it on the center field fence.
Way back. You can put a stamp on that one and put it to the post office. It's gone.
Cedartown wins the region championship. Cedartown Bulldogs, the third region championship in a row.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA, 106.1 FM and AM 1340. Broadcasting online at WGAAradio.com and Facebook Live. And now, let's head down to the field for today's action.
Welcome in, Cedartown High School sports fans. It's Cedartown High School baseball here on the Big AA. The Bulldogs in a epic matchup, a big series, the final series of the season for the Bulldogs as they take on the Southeast Whitfield Raiders here at home for senior night. Sam Branch alongside Andrew Carter, and these Bulldogs are coming into the region contest, the last series of the season, tied for that final fourth spot in the region at 8-10 with the Woodland Wildcats. Andrew, we talked about how big of a series this potentially could be, and with the sweep by the Dalton Catamounts, well, it all comes down to this. The Bulldogs, they got to win 3 if they want to see the postseason.
Yeah, that's right, Sam. Cedartown had just a devastating series last week with the Dalton Catamounts. Close games in all 3 games, but unfortunately the Dogs were unable to get any wins. So it all comes down to this final series. Southeast Raiders coming in, not having the best year. They're dead last in the region. Cedartown holding on to that 4th spot, but they're virtually tied with Woodland for that 4th seed right now. So we'll see how the Bulldogs go. And senior pitcher Samuel Formby is on the hill, and the first pitch of the ball game is on the way. And it's outside corner, but it's ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count. So we are underway in our final home game of the year. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, and it's a chopper toward first base. Jay O'Neill has it. He'll tag the bag himself. 2 pitches, and 1 gone here in the top of the first.
As you said, Samuel Formby gets the start on the mound for the Dogs. Defensively for Cedartown, the alignment third to first. You've got, of course, Ace Allen, Caleb Formby, Owen Gerald, and as you said, Jay O'Neill, the senior, getting the start over at first base. We'll get the rest of the defensive alignment for you in just a moment.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. Cedartown would need to win today, of course, to have a chance to get a playoff berth. Now it's inside, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
Left to right, we've got Peak, Yarber, and Perkins in the outfield, and of course behind the plate for the Dogs, Gavin Allred.
1-1 is a chopper. Backward came from a backhand stab there by Formby. He'll throw on to first on the 1-3 putout for out number 2. Good job there to kind of lay that glove down to try to backhand grab that ground ball that came right back to him. Knocked it down, picked it back up, and had plenty of time to throw him out.
As we said, Cedartown and Woodland virtually tied for that 4th spot in the region. Both squads 8-10 in region play. Cedartown with a mark of 11-16 overall. Woodland 2 games over 500 at 14-12.
Missing outside, 1 ball, no strikes. This is Townsend. Hampton Williams, Hampton the first batter, grounded out to first. Williams just grounded to the pitcher, and now Townsend at the plate. A swing and a miss for strike 1.
The best news for the Bulldogs is those Woodland Wildcats are facing off against the top team in the region in the Allatoona Buccaneers, so you would think a sweep is in order in that series as well.
That one misses inside, 2-1 the count. A very windy afternoon. We're talking about, in fact, I was mentioning to someone, I can't remember who it was on the trading post today. It might have been Eddie, talking about how first the 2-1 pitch on the way is high for ball 3. How the wind could maybe affect the flight of the ball. Well, it's blowing straight in from center field, so it's not going to help anything as far as that goes.
And a little cool with that wind as well.
It's blowing right in on us here.
Temperature right at 70 degrees here at first pitch.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. He swung at ball 4, did Townsend, and it's a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Senior night festivities held before the start of this game. The 7 seniors recognized, of course, alongside their family members.
Here comes the payoff pitch on the way to Townsend. Called strike 3 for out number 3. and a quick inning for Samuel Formby and the Bulldogs. We'll come back with the bottom half of the first in a moment here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
That's right down the Rocky and Patty Tillery, 2 Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Coverage of Cedartown High School Bulldogs baseball on the Big AA is brought to you in part by Republican State Representative Trey Kelly of Cedartown.
This is Representative Trey Kelly. I want to wish all the players and coaches a safe and successful season. You've worked hard to represent us on the field, and I'm proud to represent you in the Georgia House of Representatives. Again, this is Representative Trey Kelly, and I want to thank you for listening to the Big AA. Go Dogs!
This announcement paid for by State Representative Trey Kelly, kellyforhouse.com.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. We'll go to the bottom of the first now. Cedartown will send Samuel Formby, Ace Allen, and Caleb Formby you up here in the bottom half of the first inning. Gavin Allred, Jay O'Neill, Dalen Holiday, the DH, will bat 6. Batting in that 7th hole will be Owen Gerald, getting the start, of course, out at second base. Everett Perkins getting the start in right field today will bat in the 8th spot. And then, of course, Jacob Yarber will get the start out in center field, and he will bat 9th with Formby on the mound. Ethan Hampton will take to the rubber for the Southeast Whitfield Raiders, who, as we said at the top of the broadcast, coming in that last spot in the region. Unfortunately, it's just been a tough season for the Raiders. 1-17 in region play. Andrew Carter, a mark of 4-23 overall.
It's been a tough few years for Southeast baseball. They've been kind of the team that a lot of these teams in this region, of course, this Southeast Whitfield Raider team, the only team that we played in the region last year and the years before that, because with this region realignment, a lot of new teams coming in, so we're kind of familiar with each other. The Dogs have dominated in this series since we've been in the same region with the Raiders of Southeast Whitfield. Of course, we go to Southeast Whitfield on Friday, the final 2 games of the regular season, and the Dogs hoping for some help from Woodland, or whether from Allatoona, to beat Woodland today, and with a Cedartown win, could clinch a playoff berth for the Bulldogs and a number 4 seed versus a number 1 seed in the playoffs. And this would be, I think, probably the 5th or 6th year in a row the Bulldogs have made the playoffs if we can win today. So this will be a huge game for the Bulldogs here this afternoon.
Formby, Allen Formby, due up here in the bottom half of the first inning. Of course, Samuel pitched a 1-2-3 top of the first inning, and now he'll look to get things going offensively for the Dogs.
Left-on-left matchup here. First pitch is a little comebacker up the middle. Shortstop fields. He can't make a play. It's off his glove. Samuel Formby is safe at first base. We'll see how they score it. It would have been a tough play with the speed of Formby, but I think it's got to be an error on the shortstop.
I agree with you. We'll wait for Game Changer to give us their update, but from our point of view, that's exactly what it looked like. For those of you listening just on radio and not watching our video stream, Cedartown wearing their cream home uniforms with dogs in script across the front, red numbers, red hats, white or red stripe down the pants leg, and that was ruled an error.
There's a pop-up foul to the right side. Strike 1 to Ace Allen, the Dogs' third baseman.
Southeast wearing a black and gray combination in the tops that are pinstriped, gray numbers outlined in red. Stretch by Hampton. The pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. 0-2. Decent lead out there by Formby, but not making a move yet. You know, I think one thing that you probably have to look at when you're looking at the mentality of this game and kind of the attitude coming into it is, although this is a team we should easily defeat, you don't want to overlook them and make small mistakes that can mess you up. 0-2 pitch, a curveball, a bouncer to shortstop. He'll field this one, throw on to first, and they just get Ace Allen by a half step. Moves Samuel Formby to second base for the first out. And at that time, a good play by the shortstop, Williams, kind of ranging in front of him toward the front of the dug-in dirt out there, and throws on to first in time to get the speedy Ace Allen. This will bring up Caleb Formby with Samuel Formby out at second base and one out.
Another one of the many seniors for the Cedartown Bulldog squad.
Cedartown trying to strike early.
Stretch in the pitch. Down the middle, but high for ball one. 1-0 the count. Here in the bottom half of the first, the pitch. Missing low, 2 balls, no strikes.
High there by Formby. I think if you're patient here against Hampton, you're going to get an opportunity to drive some pitches. And I believe Formby knows that early, so he's just taking his time and being selective.
Long look in by Hampton. Pick-off move, but he doesn't throw. He just flails his arm over. And getting over to cover the bag was the second baseman, Probman. But no throw was made. 2 balls, no strikes, the count. The pitch. Way outside.
You called a few of the names, but we'll set it up defensively for Southeast. From left to right, you got Ramirez, Johnson, and Stratton. And then from third to first, Townsend, Williams, Proman, Ramsey. Singleton, the backstop this afternoon for the Raiders.
3 balls, no strikes. And that one's going to hit. That's going to hit him on the foot, and that's going to put Samuel Formby back to second base. He was taking off on the pitch, and because it was a hit by pitch, it's a dead ball, and Formby has to go back to second base. So Samuel Formby, lead runner, stays put at second, and Caleb Formby reaches on a hit batsman.
That'll bring up Gavin Allred.
Number 3, Gavin Allred.
Hitting in that cleanup spot today. So he comes to the plate with runners at first and second and 1 out.
Chance for the Bulldogs early here in the bottom half of the first inning. Called strike 1.
With the speed of Samuel Formby out at second base, you would think that anything through the infield has a chance to score at least one, with, of course, both Formby brothers being speedy. Good chance, though, for Formby out at second.
Long kick and the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Allred. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on for the Bulldogs here in the home half of the first inning. Ethan Hampton, who we've seen before, comes set from the belt and deals an 0-2, and it's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Allred down on 3 straight pitches for out number 2.
Those are some good-looking pitches, of course, there by Hampton. Able to fool Allred. So that'll bring up Jay O'Neill. And the last thing that you want to do is see 2 runners stranded.
Well, Jay O'Neill, a disciplined hitter, although his specialty is pitching. He's been kind of limited in that role this season because of injury. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw to third is a high throw, and a pretty good tag laid down there by Townsend at third, but sliding just safe underneath with Samuel Formby.
I think if that throw had been a little more on line and had not gone high, that might have had a different outcome, because it was already a bang-bang play. Runners at the corners, though, and 2 outs. The count 1 ball and no strikes on Cedartown's Jay O'Neill.
Jay takes inside, but it's a called strike. 1-1.
Hampton painting the black already early on, as that one just catches the inside part of the plate.
The pitch. Bounced up there for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Caleb Formby will easily take second base. So Cedartown now with runners at second and third. And now you're in a prime situation to hit one through the infield and score 2.
I got 2-1. I got 2-1. You go by mine. I got 2-1.
So 2 in scoring position, as we mentioned, with 2 outs. Just missed high and tight. 3-1.
3 balls, 1 strike to count.
The Dogs' designated hitter, Dalen Holiday, waiting on deck. Ethan Hampton, the tall southpaw, delivers, and it's ball 4 to load the bases here in the bottom half of the first. And here comes the DH for Cedartown, Day Holiday.
Now back to the Dogs. Number 9, Day Holiday.
And again, Sam, this is a left-on-left matchup.
And that's a great opportunity for Holiday to pick up a couple of RBIs, bust this one open, and give the Dogs the lead early.
Bases full of Dogs. Samuel Formby, the lead runner at third. Caleb Formby at second. There's an outside corner called strike, 0-1.
I don't know.
To Holiday. Caleb at second base, Jay O'Neill at first. Bases full, 2 outs. 0-1 pitch on the way to Day. He'll take low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dogs had several bases loaded situations a week ago today in that first game of the Dalton series, and we couldn't cash them in. Only scoring that 1 run in the ball game. That was in the first inning. Cedartown falling to the Catamounts before being swept later in the week. A little tapper to the pitcher. He'll pick that up. Overhand toss to first, and the Dogs cannot take advantage of the bases loaded in the first inning. We'll head down to the second. Cedartown Bulldogs nothing and Cedartown nothing. We'll be back in a moment after this on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Have you been to Croker's Hardware and Supply lately? Croker's is the place to find everything you need, from boots to fencing, from plumbing supplies to wood and gas stove fittings, everything, even paint and flooring. Whether you're building or repairing, everything you need is right here at Croker's Hardware on East Avenue. Name brands galore right here in your back door. Orca and Yeti coolers and tumblers, case knives, native eyewear, buck stove grills, and more. At Croker's, you can find everything.
Go by and see the friendly staff there at 1192 Rockmart Highway. That's Croker's Hardware in Cedartown.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
Dogs leave them loaded in the bottom of the first. We'll go to the top of the second inning. Still scoreless here from CHS on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures right at 70 degrees. A stiff wind coming from center field, straight in.
Well, we had that cold front move through last night, brought the cooler weather. It was like 86 degrees yesterday. Today, right now, 69 degrees. That's about our high temperature. Just perfect weather for baseball as far as that's concerned. But fly balls are going to die out there unless you can get over that wind. And that's good news for the Cedartown Bulldogs, defensively speaking. But so far, the Dogs have been unable to get anything in the air yet.
It'll be Singleton, Ramirez, and Phillips, I believe, to get things started here in the top of the second. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Raiders. First pitch on the way from Formby.
And they'll be inside, 1 ball and no strikes to the leadoff man in the inning. Samuel Formby, the senior southpaw pitcher. 1-0 on the way. That's a tapper foul off the foot of Singleton. 1-1 the count. Cedartown 11-16 on the season. 4-23 are the Raiders of Southeast Whitfield. 1-1 on the way. Outside for ball 2, 2-1 the count. Southeast Whitfield played yesterday, actually. I think it was a makeup game of maybe a game that was rained out or canceled for some reason against Cartersville and lost big. It's fouled back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 15-0 in the first game. 15-0 in the second game.
May have been one of those that they would rather have just not made up.
Yeah,
sounds like.
Today, got a first inning score, a 2-0 lead. Cartersville over the Catamounts of Dalton. That's inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Singleton. Final week of regular season action. Playoffs await. The Dogs need to win today to clinch a playoff berth. 3-2 on the way. It's a little serve to the right side, coming hard, and the catch is made in right field by Everett Perkins. Great play there. He had to run with all his might to get to it, was able to take care of it right in front of his face to squeeze it for out number 1.
And I think that's the first example that we have seen of the wind and how it's going to affect the baseball. That one was trailing away from Perkins, headed towards foul territory, and it just kind of died, and that's because, of course, that wind. pushed it down, but a great play again out there by Perkins, out number 1.
Ramirez. First pitch to him is ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Alex Ramirez, the left fielder for these Raiders of Southeast Whitfield. It's ball 2. He says it was down.
The DH Trip Phillips stands on deck for Southeast.
Formby kicks and deals a 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Formby lost his hat. Usually that's a sign of something good coming. Of course, Samuel Formby Sr. Became the ace of the staff this year. 2-1 on the way. There, called strike 2, a late call. But he got it, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A little delayed action on that call from home plate umpire. He wanted to build the suspense.
No suspense about that one. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 gone here in the inning in the top of the second. And that'll bring up the aforementioned designated hitter, Trip Phillips. Phillips batting for the first baseman, Jackson Ramsey. Samuel, when he doesn't pitch, plays center field and plays a great center field. A little tapper to the pitcher. Samuel Formby will throw to first, has plenty of time, and he guns him out for 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the second. We head now to the home half. 0-0 your score on all counts, except for 1 error for the Raiders. We'll be back in a moment. Cedartown Baseball in the Big Double A.
Looking for great deals? Stop by Livewire Surplus, located on North Main Street in Cedartown. They've got everything from tools and generators to patio furniture, lawn mowers, flooring, cleaning supplies, mini splits, and much more. Whether you're tackling a project or upgrading your space, they've got what you need. Come check them out at the store today. You'll never know what you might find. Check them out on Facebook or visit their new website, livewiresurplus.com. That's Livewire Surplus, 546 North Main Street in Cedartown, 678-861-5021.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
Seven, 8, and 9 due up as we go to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Tweet, Gerald, Everett, Perkins, and Jacob Yarber due up for the Dogs. The Raiders go in order in the top of the second. Still scoreless here from CHS. As Tweet will lead things off.
We have a very vocal umpire.
Yes, we do.
Which, nothing wrong with that. But you can hear everything he says. Let's hope it's all rated PG. First pitch on the way to Tweet. Called strike 1.
Let me tell you. He is ready.
Hampton deals an 0-1. Hit on the ground towards second base, and it's going to get through for a base hit. I'd give him a hit on that one.
I think so. That one was slicing away from Proman. He made a good attempt on it, but it was just off of the leather. We'll have to wait and see.
I don't even know if he even hit leather, honestly. I think it might have hit the lip of the
and then just kind of went under.
grass.
They will give him a single. So there is the first hit of the afternoon, and it does belong to Owen Tweet Gerald. So he'll stand over at first, and that'll bring up Everett Perkins. Perkins with a nice play out in right field already this afternoon, and now he'll see if he can keep the luck continued here behind the plate.
First pitch on the way to Perk. He takes high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Jacob Yarber waiting on deck. Yarber, another senior. The pitch. Low and in for ball 2. The sound you hear is the wind. It is quite potent this afternoon.
A little blustery out there.
The 2-0 pitch on the way. It's hit a ton to left field. Back to that fence. That ball is going to be down at the base of the fence. Gerald's turning from second, heading to third. He's going to stand there safely. It's a stand-up double for Everett Perkins. He hit it hard right off the base of the wall. The Dogs are in business. 2 on at second and third with nobody out.
And listen, we've seen the power that Perkins has, and he showed it right there. Potential to hit the ball a mile, and that's exactly what he did. Once again, the Bulldogs are in business. They were unable to cash in the bottom of the first. They would leave the bases loaded. But now they've got runners already at second and third, nobody out. Bottom of the order, Jacob Yarber, number 9, in the batting lineup for the Dogs.
Well, this feels different than the first inning. There were no hits in that first inning. Dogs have made contact, 2 hits here in this one. And there's an RBI single to left field. 1 run's going to score, 2 runs are going to score. The Dogs are up 2-0. A 2-run single by the man at the bottom of the order, the senior Jacob Yarber. It's a 2-0 lead for the Dogs.
Another really good piece of hitting. Didn't try to do too much with it. Just drove it to the left side through the infield, and with the speedy runners, both able to come home, and we'll go back to the top of the order. It'll be Samuel Formby. So Formby comes to the plate with a runner over at first base and still nobody out. Dogs on top, 2-0, bottom of the second inning.
Samuel reached on an error his last time, squares the bunt, pops the bunt up, pitcher catches, throw to first, and got it. Outstanding play. Outstanding play by the pitcher. He came over there and caught that pop up and made the throw to first base and doubled off our runner. And that'll be out number 2. And just unlucky for the Bulldogs, but a great play there by Hampton. So the base is now empty with 2 outs, Sam.
And that'll bring up Ace Allen.
So that'll make Samuel Formby 0 for 2. Of course, we mentioned he reached on that error in the first inning, got as far as third base. Ace Allen takes low for ball 1.
Ace was a victim of a strikeout his first at bat. Struck out on 3 straight pitches. Heading the count here, 1-0.
Hampton deals a 1-0, and it's going to go all the way back to the backstop. Ball 2.
Just a bit outside.
Two runs on 3 hits for the Bulldogs. The 2-0 pitch. That ball is driven deep to center field. Back toward that fence. It's going to be over his head and against the fence. He's thinking 3. Passes second to third. Slides in. It's a triple. Ace Allen to straightaway center field off the base of the wall, and he was thinking 3 all the way.
Johnson got turned around out in center field, couldn't locate the ball. Then when he got the throw in, Ace Allen was thinking 3 out of the box. And let me tell you what, he's got the wheels to support it. Made the big turn at second base, almost lost his helmet, sliding in head first at third base. And Allen with the 2-out triple. And now it'll be up to Caleb Formby to see if we can cash in another run here in the bottom of the second.
Caleb line shot down the left field line, and I don't know if the umpire ever even really saw it. It was foul ball, I suppose. Strike 1.
Probably the only thing that he saw was Coach Johnson moving out of the way pretty quickly.
Yeah. Caleb Formby reaching on a hit by pitch. Was left stranded on base in the first inning. There's a base hit to left field. Here comes Ace Allen to score easily. It's a 3-0 lead. RBI single for Caleb Formby, and the Dogs are finding their beat here in the second inning.
Now batting, number 3, Gavin Allred.
That'll bring up Gavin Allred. Allred, victim of a strikeout his last time.
You got 2 guys up there.
But everybody's starting to see Hampton a lot better now. Caleb Formby with a solid single to drive home Ace Allen. He's at first base. And Hampton comes set, looks over toward first, and deals. That's low, 1 ball, no strikes. Cedartown 3, Southeast Whitfield nothing here in the bottom half of the second inning with 2 outs. Ball and a strike to Gavin Allred. The pitch. Fouled back to the screen for strike 1. Caleb Formby was heading for second base. He'll have to retreat back to the bag at first.
Some solid pieces of hitting for the Bulldogs here in this bottom of the second inning.
I got 1-1 now.
Like you said, Andrew, even though we had runners in scoring position, left the bases loaded in the first inning, this is just a completely different inning so far for the Dogs. Trying to keep it going here with runner over at first and 2 outs.
1-1 pitch is skied toward the right side. It'll drift out of play. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. We will be with you Friday from Southeast Whitfield for the final 2 games of the regular season. I've been given permission to go farther than the county line with our new bundle of joy at home. So
you've been given the green light.
Runner goes. Speaking of green light, called strike 3, and that inning is over. And Allred has struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. But Cedartown scores 3 times on 5 hits and 1 left. We head down to the third. Cedartown 3, Southeast nothing.
Shop local and save big at Penny Pinchers. Cost plus 10% on South College Street in Cedartown. High-quality hand-cut meats and produce and low-priced national brand name dry groceries and lots more. And while you're there, stop and get something fresh and delicious from the deli. That's Penny Pinchers. Cost plus 10%, 430 South College Street in Cedartown across from the post office. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sundays. That's Penny Pinchers. Cost plus 10% on South College Street in Cedartown.
Hey, it's the Border Mexican Restaurant located at 718 North Main Street right here in Cedartown. They serve a wide variety of your favorite Mexican food made fresh daily. Great food, great fun. It's great for the whole family. Come see us at the Border Restaurant right here on Main Street in Cedartown. Or you can call for takeout at 678-246-1031. The Border Mexican Restaurant is the best Mexican food north of the border. That's the Border Restaurant right here in Cedartown.
Cedartown High School baseball is on the Big AA.
The Dogs strike for 3, take a 3-0 lead into the top of the third inning. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Raiders. It'll be Proman, Johnson, and Stratton. Cedartown, the 3 runs on 5 hits in the bottom of the second. Able to cash in, unlike the bottom of the first inning. And the Dogs looking to continue to roll here in the top of the third. Formby continuing his warm-up tosses. Throw down goes to second base, and now we are ready to get this third inning underway.
Altoona leading Woodland 4-0 in the second inning. That score coming from our buddy Eric, who is always watching us on YouTube. We appreciate that, and all of you who watch us. We'll have other scores as we get them.
Number 1, Chandler Proman.
Cartersville was leading 2-0 over Dalton. That was a first inning score. That was about 20 minutes ago. We'll see if we can get another update on that later. Samuel Formby deals, and it's low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. This is Chandler Proman, Braden Johnson, and Lane Stratton. 7, 8, 9 in the batting lineup for the Southeast Raiders. 1-0 pitch on the way is high and away, 2-0.
Atlanta Braves returning to action tonight after picking up the win over Toronto last night by a final score of 8-4.
2-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 2-1 without your favorite DH as well.
Well, listen, the way that Austin Riley hit the ball last night, we may not need a DH.
2 homers for him and 5 RBI. There's a called strike 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Plus, the red-hot Sean Murphy continues to rake. Another home run for him. 2-2 pitch on the way. It's low for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
The Phillies lost to the Giants last night by a final of 10-4.
Always music to my ears.
The Pirates beat the Nats 10-3. The Mets did pick up a win, though, over the Twins, 5-1.
Those dirty, rotten Mets. Ground ball to second base. Tweet with a funny hop. He will not have a play. That ball bounced up and hit him in the face.
Yep, just ate him up. Bad hop there. Tweet did a good job to just keep it in front of him.
That'll probably be the first error of the ball game on the Dogs. Proman reaches.
Now batting, number 13, Braden Johnson.
And that is the first batter to reach for the Southeast Raiders, I believe.
Yep, we had faced the minimum so far. So This will bring up Johnson, the center fielder.
Braden Johnson takes high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Atlanta will send Spencer Schwellenbach to the mound tonight.
How about Schwelling?
I'm telling
what a
you.
season he's having. Sub 1 ERA.
Yep, coming in at 0.45.
1-0 pitch, squared to bunt. It was inside. The throw down to first base is not in time. 2 balls and no strikes. Leslie Alford.
Broman was just lollygagging out down at first base. Allred with a good throw down. My guess is he pays a little more attention to getting back to first from now on.
I would imagine so. 2-0. Ball 3 missing high.
Kevin Gossman will get the start for Toronto. He is 1-1 on the season with a 2.33 ERA.
Former Atlanta Brave.
Yep.
Pretty good pitching matchup, I might add. 3 balls, no strikes to Braden Johnson. And they had the runner picked off. Got him.
Yep. He was absolutely snoozing and cruising over at first base, and now he's on his way back to the dugout after being gunned down by Formby.
I mean, he was dead to rights. 3-0 the count to the runner, to the batter at the plate, Johnson. And there's a called strike 1, 3-1 the count. A little extra mustard coming from Samuel Formby after picking the runner off at first. The 3-1. Called strike 2. He was ready to head to first base.
He was.
And Samuel Formby may lead the region in pickoffs. I'd have to see that stat, but I would think he's pretty close to the top. He definitely leads the team. Payoff pitch. He went around for strike 3, 2 outs. Couldn't check his swing, and that is strikeout number 3 thrown by Samuel Formby.
So that'll bring out the number 9 hitter in the lineup.
Number 6.
Stratton.
Stratton.
The right fielder for the Raiders.
Lane Stratton with 2 outs and nobody on. The pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
I love to see Formby working as quickly as he is today. You just know that he's in a rhythm when he works this quickly. And you know his stuff is good.
0-1. Low and in. 1-1.
He's wheeling and dealing out there. Got behind in the count against Johnson, 3-0. Picked the runner off at first after he was able to reach on the air. Came back and struck him out.
Just missed for ball 2.
Behind in the count now, 2-1. But like you said, that one just missed.
2-1.
Samuel, a long look in this time. The 2-1 pitch. Ball 3, that one's low.
Drop my thumbtack.
Oh, yes. I'm sure it'll be here next year.
Yep. Well, this box of thumbtacks has been here for at least the last 4-5 seasons.
A low strike 2 called. It's full count now, 3-2. Samuel looking for his 4th strikeout. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He comes set. He's ready to go. The 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Called strike 3. He split the plate in half on that one, and he has faced the minimum through 9. Or through, I should say, through 3.
Faced the minimum 9.
The minimum 9, yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're going to head to the bottom half of the 3rd in just a moment. Cedartown Bats have come to life a bit, and we'll see if they can add some more. Back after this on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Bradford's Drug Store in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacists take time to get to know you and answer any questions you may have. Go by and see Justin Strickland and all the folks at Bradford's, and be sure to use their convenient drive-thru. 500 North Main Street in Cedartown, 770-748-3100. Bradford's Drug, your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buckhannon Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Cedartown High School baseball is on the Big AA.
One base runner on an error who was quickly erased after being thrown out. Forby continues to face the minimum, and the Dogs will go to the bottom of the third inning with a 3-0 lead over the Southeast Whitfield Raiders. It will be Jay O'Neill, Dalen Holiday, and Owen Gerald due up for Cedartown here in the bottom of the third, 5, 6, and 7.
Leading off the inning for the Dogs, number 10, Jay O'Neill.
Hampton, 2 innings of work, 5 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned, 1 walk, and a couple of strikeouts so far. Jay O'Neill to face him first in the inning, takes high and away, 1 ball, no strikes. O'Neill his last time up. Drew free pass. He was left stranded at first base in the first inning. 1-0 pitch to it. Ball 2 away. Two balls, no strikes to the Dogs' first baseman. 2-0. Ball 3.
Good chance for O'Neill to reach again on the free pass. Ahead in the count, 3-0.
Third inning score, Allatoona a 4-0 lead over Woodland. A Woodland win, a Woodland loss, or a Cedartown win would clinch Cedartown a playoff berth. There's a very generous strike one call. 3-1 the count.
He seems to be giving them that side of the plate, though.
Hampton, a 3-1 pitch on the way to Jay, and he'll swing and miss for strike 2, 3-2. Second inning score, Cartersville leading Dalton 9-0. So after taking 3 straight from Cedartown, they're down big to Cartersville. 3-2 on the way. There's a pop up in the shallow right field. The second baseman in the grass in the outfield almost dropped it, but he makes the squeeze. That's Proman out there. Retires Jay O'Neill, but I tell you what, he was just a slight change of the wind away from dropping that one.
That'll bring up Dalen Holiday. Holiday 0 for 1.
Holiday.
He would ground out to end the top of the first with the bases loaded. Comes to the plate this time with the bases empty and 1 out.
His second look at Hampton, and he'll hit a chopper to second base. Couple of hops. Proman over to first base to Ramsey for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the third. That'll bring up Owen Tweet Gerald.
Now batting for the Dogs, number 2, Tweet Gerald.
Tweet 1 for 1 with a run scored.
Here we go.
Looking to continue the inning.
Hampton deals, and it's high and away for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. We were talking about the Atlanta Braves yesterday. Grant Holmes got the start.
Pitched a well of a game.
He did. Got into the 8th inning. Gave way to Aaron Bummer.
Bummer.
Yeah, Bummer was a little
Bummer.
rusty. Gave up a few runs, but Atlanta had a big enough lead to secure the win.
It's always the question mark there, the Braves organization, it seems like.
Foul tip, 2-1.
Bullpen.
Especially this year, you lost a big piece of your bullpen, and A.J. Minter going to the Mets.
Absolutely.
Two-one pitch on the way. Popped up right side. That'll drift out of play. 2-2.
And I'll say this, as much as you may or may not like A.J. Minter, he was a big piece of that bullpen.
Oh, I loved A.J. Minter.
A huge part of that relief rotation, especially, during the World Series run and win. But it's really tough to wish him well when he goes to the Mets. It's tough to wish anybody well when they go to the Mets.
That one bounces up there for a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A.J. Minter, he's a Texas guy.
Yes, he is. Big cowboy hat. Always looking stylish. Going to the Big Apple.
3-2. Fouled away as it stays alive.
I think the toughest one to wish well.
Max Fried?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you can go back, another Brave that went from Atlanta to the Big Apple and wore the pinstripes, Brian McCann.
Oh, yeah.
That one hurt. That one hurt.
3-2 misses down low for ball 4, so a 2-out walk will put Owen Gerald aboard at first base. Yeah, that one did hurt.
But McCann, all is well. Love Brian now.
Well, McCann won a World Series, didn't he, with the Yankees?
And glad that he has come back and, of course, not officially a part of the organization, but has joined the broadcast crew several times, been in the press box, done a couple of interviews, and just glad to see him doing well, even if I may or may not have wished that he would blow both of his knees out as soon as he went to New York.
Oh, man, that's tough.
It is.
Everett Perkins got the Bulldogs' first hit. Pickoff move over to first base, and Gerald back safely.
Not an impressive move there. Gerald easily back, but yeah, Everett Perkins, like you said, he was the one to get things started with that blast to left field. We'll see if he can show a little bit of power here. Runner over, another throw over to first base. Gerald again back easily, and the first baseman.
Gerald could have gone to second base. Nobody was covering the bag.
Yeah.
But he decides not to go. The shortstop was about as far away from the bag as he was.
It would have been a foot race between he and Proman. And my money would have been on Gerald.
It was just a defensive miscue there for the Raiders that time. They didn't rotate their infield to cover that bag at second. Another pickoff move. He had a pitch to be made to Perkins. Another former Brave that ended up in New York, Andrew Jones.
Yep.
Later in his career, of course. First pitch on the way to Perkins. Called strike, but it popped away from him. I don't know how that's a strike, honestly. But the taking second base on the one that popped away, call it a pass ball, I guess. And Gerald's at second. 0-1 the count now to Perkins. Perk took a big old cut right there in his practice swing.
Good night.
0-1. Ooh, almost hit him inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count now to Perkins. Gerald at second base with 2 outs. There's a chopper foul left side. 1-2 now to Everett Perkins.
Of course, I think for most Braves fans, the one that hurt the most in recent years was
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman to the Dodgers. It would have hurt. It would have hurt no matter where Freddie went. But to know that he went to the Dodgers.
Well, and he's found a home there. And
he has.
And I'm happy for him in that regard, but it just hurts that he's not with the Braves anymore.
He will probably retire from L.A. would be my guess.
And he'll be a Hall of Famer.
Yes,
I mean, he will.
Absolutely.
He was with the Braves for those lean years in the mid-2010s. And, of course, caught that Dansby to, which also no longer the Braves, Dansby to Freddie Freeman to win the World Series a few years ago. Inside 2-2.
And let me tell you, Dansby did not hurt my feelings at all. In fact,
yeah, me neither.
I might would have helped him pack. That's how much I disliked him. Still don't like him.
Of course, you go back even farther. One of the most heartbreaking trades in my childhood. First, the 2-2 pitch to Everett Perkins, and here it is. Way outside, ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's when, in 1997, the Braves traded away Marquise Grissom and David Justice to Cleveland for Kenny Lofton for 1 year. For 1 year.
Thankfully, no trades here today, though.
No. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and the inning is over.
We'll trade that.
No runs, 1 left here in the third. We head to the 4th inning. Cedartown 3 and Southeast nothing. We'll be back in a moment.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Cedartown High School baseball is on the Big AA.
3-0 is your score. We go to the top of the 4th inning. So far, Samuel Formby has faced the minimum against this Raiders team, so that means we will go back to the top of the order. Hampton, Williams, Townsend due up.
Hitting off for the Raiders.
The only base runner for
Hampton.
Southeast came in that bottom of the 3rd inning as he would reach on an error. Ground ball hit to the right side, but then was thrown out. So back to the top of the order to Hampton.
Tied for ball 1 from Samuel Formby. You know, Eric, who, again, always watches us on YouTube, must have been listening to our off-air conversation. 1-0 pitch on the way is high for ball 2. I mentioned, I think most Braves fans who were born, you know, who watched the Braves in the 80s would say that Dale Murphy trade to the Phillies in 1990 was probably the most hurtful trade, ever in the organization. Now missing low, 3 balls and no, or there's 2-1. Sorry, 2-1 the count. Called strike apparently. 2-1 on the way. Called strike 2. That was a
I'll say this
generous
though.
call.
He's being consistently generous.
That's all you can ask for, right?
Yeah.
Consistency.
Consistently generous.
Missing away that time. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
No, I think maybe it was a tad bit high as well, so maybe, I don't know.
Full count.
I'd go there too, though.
Samuel deals. Fly ball left side, foul ball. And you go back even earlier than that. When the Braves traded Butler away, and he ended up being a Dodger in the 80s. Another homegrown product. That one fouled away as well. Still 3-2. But definitely, I think, Del Murphy, and you can go back to Henry Aaron being, kind of the staple of the franchise, but 3-2 pitch again. Wow, that looked like a good pitch, but it's ball 4. It must have been high. And it'll be a leadoff walk for Hampton.
Because he had the plate. That'll be the second base runner for the Raiders.
But you see, Henry Aaron came over from Milwaukee. He was with Milwaukee when the Braves were there, and Dale Murphy was probably the first homegrown Atlanta star.
Right.
Throw down to first base, not in time. I guess you could put. Who was the other? I think Bob Horner was also another one, but Dale Murphy was, through all those years. The entirety of the 1980s. Called strike.
Well, and still some, now 30, 40 years down the road, still one of the franchise pillars, I think, when you go back and you look at the Atlanta Braves and the history of the Braves organization, and his name is one of those names that's right at the top. I think you definitely, of course, the home run king, the undisputed, in my opinion, still the man at the top, Hank Aaron. Then you got folks like Dale Murphy.
Swing and a miss, strike
Phil
two.
Necro. Of course, Bobby Cox. And then I think you have to, you skip down to the generation that we all know and love through the 90s, and those players like the Jones brothers.
Throw back over to first base. Yeah, Andrew Jones, Chipper Jones, Javi Lopez.
Ryan Klesko, Greg Maddox, John Smoltz, Tom Glavine.
0-2, swing and a miss for strike three. Strikeout number 5 for Formby. And that's one gone here in the inning. Of course, the unsung heroes in the 90s, the infielders for the Braves. Terry Pendleton.
Yep.
Of course, the Dogs' second, or the Braves' second baseman for many, many years, and Mark Lemke. Another pickoff move, and back safely goes Hampton.
Walt Weiss, one of those infielders back in the 90s.
Jeff Blauser before him. Pickoff move again. Hampton back in there once more. Another pickoff move. Close play that time.
Well, this time he had to get dirty.
Yes, Hampton had to dive back in, or else he would have been swapped out.
So I don't know if his lead is growing or if Formby is just getting quicker on his release.
He's got a pretty big lead, I got to mention. Kind of a quick pitch to the plate that time, missing high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Formby's got a heck of a pickoff move. He's already got one guy picked off in this game. But Hampton still, like you said, a pretty good lead over there at first. Formby, the long look over.
Fastball strike called 1-1.
Good pitch there by Formby, evens up the count.
Wind not blowing quite as briskly as it was when we first started this ball game. Pickoff move again, and that time a bit of a high throw. Hampton slides back in. This inning has kind of ground to a halt a bit. All these pickoff attempts.
We were cruising for a little bit.
1-1 pitch. Called strike two.
Okay, let's go. Anything close. 2 strikes.
That was pretty far in. I think Townsend kind of had to.
Well, he's asking the umpire.
Yeah, where was it? 1-2 pitch. Fouled at the plate. Oh, that one hurt.
Yep.
Kind of looks like it might have been off his instep. Takes a circle around the home plate dirt to kind of shake off the sting.
With last night's win, Atlanta improves to a record of 5-11. They're a game behind the Nationals, who are 6-10. Miami, 8-7. Philly, 9-7, and the Mets at the top of the National League East at 11-5.
All right, here we go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Play.
Formby stares at first and will throw over there and just back in safely as Hampton didn't slide again, but it made another close play.
The National League West is on a tear to start off this season.
Oh, I'm telling you.
The San Diego Padres, 14-3 on the season. They lead that division.
1-2 pitch on the way. Oh, my. 2-2. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Giants 12-4. Dodgers 12-6. Diamondbacks 9-7. The Rockies, the only game sub 500, and they are 3-13.
2-2 pitch, grounded foul. Still 2-2. Yeah, the Dodgers started the season 6-0, and then they kind of sputtered a little bit. They're still doing well though with the 12 wins.
Over in the American League, you always expect the American League East to be the division that is on top of everything on that side of things.
2-2 pitch on the way.
3-2.
Is ball 3-2.
You've got the New York Yankees a half game ahead of the Blue Jays, 9-7. Toronto 9-8. Tampa Bay 8-8. The Red Sox 8-10. The Orioles 6-9.
3-2 pitch, curveball, ball 4. Oh, man. I thought he had him struck out.
Well, I think all three of us up in the press box were ready to ring him up.
Oh, my.
So that'll put runners at first and second with one out. So Hampton goes out to first, second. Townsend over to first, and this will bring up Singleton.
I got to refer to my YouTube replay and see if I can.
Are we going? So we're going to the booth for this one.
Yeah, I got to see where that pitch was.
We're going for video review.
Up the bat for the Raiders. Number 2, Noah Singleton.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Coach.
Here's Noah Singleton. We have time called.
See her in the dugout.
Yeah, I was a little bit
The
high.
lady in the dugout.
Open umpire asking some of the players to get back into the dugout. Kind of a tight fit in there anyway. So first and second, a couple of walks in the inning. There's a foul tip, strike 1.
Other sports in action tonight. Play-in games over in the NBA in the East. The Atlanta Hawks in the 8th spot with a record of 40-42. Head to Orlando to take on the Magic, who are the 7th place team at 41-41. Can you believe this? Over in the West, Golden State's got to win a play-in game.
That's unbelievable. 0-1, a tapper toward third base. Formby throws to first, throws it away. That's going to be an error, and the bases are loaded.
Bases loaded and still not a hit for Southeast. Singleton reaches on the throwing error by Ace Allen, and that'll move Hampton up to third and Townsend up to second.
Got one down now, one down.
But just to compare the records, Golden State and the Grizzlies, the 7th and 8th place team, got to win one to get in. They've got a record of 48-34.
That's crazy. Here's Ramirez. Called strike 1.
Ramirez 0 for 1, victim of a strikeout in his first plate appearance. You'd love to see Formby pick up another strikeout.
Looking back at the replay of that throw from Ace Allen to first base, the pitch is a called strike 2 inside corner, 0-2 now the count to Ramirez. He had time to throw. I think he kind of hurried the throw and it pulled. And a good job, though, there by Jay O'Neill to get off the bag and keep that ball from going away. The 0-2 hits him, and that's going to bring home the first run for Southeast Whitfield without a hit.
Without a hit. And that's the trouble that you try to avoid as much as possible, but in a game like this where you're playing a team that you know you should beat and beat handedly, I think sometimes you make up, or you slip up and make some mental errors like that. So Coach Josh Smith, the pitching coach for the Dogs, is going to come out, have a quick conversation with Formby, settle everybody down. And again, you go through kind of the same spiel, I'm sure. Look, you're one pitch away from getting out of this inning. You got the bases loaded, you got one out, get him to roll one over, turn the double, and let's get out of this thing. Still with a 2-run lead. You're getting that call on what would be now the inside part of the plate against Phillips. Paint it and go with it.
All right, here we go, guys.
3-1 your score, bases still loaded. A run in on a hit batsman. And Phillips, the DH, 0 for 1 comes to the plate. Tomorrow, a couple of more play-in games over in the East. The 9th and the 10th place team, the Heat, will head up to Chi-Town to take on the Bulls. The Mavericks will head to Sacramento to take on the Kings.
Cut and miss there. Formby throws a hard fastball there to Phillips for strike 1. Phillips 0 for 1 in his one trip to the plate, the DH for the Raiders. Base is full, 1 run in for Southeast. Foul back to the screen, 0-2.
Formby with 5 strikeouts on the afternoon, looking for number 6 right here. 0-2 the count.
Struck him out. Swing and a miss on a high fastball.
It may or may not have been like I called it.
I think you're pretty close right there.
For the Raiders, number 1.
So that'll bring up Roman, second baseman, of course, 0 for 1. Everybody is 0 for something at this point. For Southeast, still looking for their first hit. 1 run, no hits, 1 error for Southeast. Cedartown, 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors as Formby starts off Proman with a called strike on the inside part of the plate.
Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Called strike 2. He just threw it right there. The 0-2. Hit to second base. Another funny hop there, but handled that time great by Tweet. Throws over to first base in time, and the side is retired. The base is left loaded. 1 run will score on a bases loaded hit batsman. No hits. And we head now to the bottom half of the 4th. Cedartown 3, Southeast Raiders 1.
I can't believe y'all was eating all that.
Rocky and Penny Tillery, 2 Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Coverage of Cedartown High School Bulldogs baseball on the Big AA is brought to you in part by Republican State Representative Trey Kelly of Cedartown.
This is Representative Trey Kelly. I want to wish all the players and coaches a safe and successful season. You've worked hard to represent us on the field, and I'm proud to represent you in the Georgia House of Representatives. Again, this is Representative Trey Kelly, and I want to thank you for listening to the Big AA. Go Dogs!
This announcement paid for by State Representative Trey Kelly, kellyforhouse.com.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
Trouble on the base pads leads to 1 run for Southeast in the top of the 4th inning. Cedartown will carry a 2-run lead into the bottom of the 4th. 3-1 is your score. Sam Branch alongside Andrew Carter here on Cedartown Baseball Senior Night as the Bulldogs in their final series of the season, taking on this Southeast Whitfield Raiders squad. Cedartown looking to lock up that 4th spot in the region, currently 11-16 overall, 8-10 in region play.
Some region scores for you. Cass leading Hiram 5-0. That's a 3rd inning score. Last we heard, Cartersville now leading Hiram 12-0 in the 3rd inning. That was just updated. Altoona leading Woodland 4-0 in the 5th inning.
We'll take it.
And we want Altoona to win that one. That'll give Cedartown a playoff berth no matter what happens today.
Number 11, Jacob Yarborough.
Here's Jacob Yarborough to lead it off here in the 4th.
9-1-2 due up for the Dogs. Yarborough 1 for 1, 2 RBIs.
Drove home 2 runs to get the scoring started for the Bulldogs in the 2nd inning of that 3-run inning we had. That's outside to him, 1 ball and no strikes. Yarborough, though, the senior has been such a good part of this lineup. The bottom, he's all season long he's been that 9th batter just about, and he's had some great at-bats. There's another great at-bat, base hit left field. He's now 2 for 2.
Well, and it's like you said, I think it was last broadcast that you and I were on together here at home. A lot of times in the Major League, especially before the National League had the DH, you would see the pitcher bat in that 9 hole, and that's just kind of what we've become accustomed to. But when you look at high school, you put somebody that carries a pretty good bat in that 9 spot so that you can turn that lineup over, and that's exactly what Jacob has done this season for the Dogs, provided that solid spot in the 9 hole, and that does turn the lineup over back to the top of the order. 0 for 2 is Samuel Formby looking for his first hit.
Time called as the pitcher, Hampton, was in his windup.
Formby would fly out with that bunt attempt that would double up Yarborough. Last plate appearance. Something tells me the bunt sign is off here.
Inside to Samuel, 1 ball, no strikes.
Formby would like to add to the calls and pick himself up another insurance run after giving up the 1 run in the top of the 4th.
Hit off the end of the bat down the left side. Third baseman giving chase, but he's going to run out of room. It hits the roof of the Cedartown clubhouse. 1 ball, 1 strike, clubhouse / batting cage. One and 1 the count. Little nub shot, almost a swinging bunt, picked up by the pitcher, thrown to first, and they just do get Samuel Formby.
Very close play over at first. Formby was hustling down the line. Got beat by maybe half a step. It does move the runner up to second, though. So that'll bring up Ace Allen. Allen 1 for 2 with a run scored.
Ace Allen.
Hampton with his 59th pitch as he comes set from the belt with the runner at second base. Here it is. Down low, 1 ball and no strikes to Ace Allen.
Go, Ace.
The 1-0.
I can take.
1 and 1 the count, a called strike.
Been there all night. He's giving it to him. Still doesn't look any better, though.
Fake pickoff move as Yarborough slides back in. Another long look in. And that one misses low and away for ball 2.
2-1.
The pitch. That one goes back to the backstop. Easily taking third is Yarborough, so he's in scoring position 90 feet away. And it's a 3-ball, 1 strike count to Ace Allen.
Go, Ace. Go, Ace.
3-1. Swing and a miss. Had a big cut on that hitter's count.
Tell you. He was trying to send both of them home on that one.
He tried to make it 5-1 on that one swing.
Instead, count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes with a payoff pitch on the way from Hampton.
And here it is. That ball is hit to left field, and it's through for a base hit. RBI single for Ace Allen. And the Dogs on top now 4-1.
Here's your insurance run back as the Dogs reclaim a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring up Caleb Formby. Formby is 1 for 1 with an RBI. Also reach after being hit by a pitch.
Well, and Caleb hit it hard his last time.
Yes, he did.
For that base hit. The pitch. High and away for ball 1. 1-0 the count.
Singleton thought about throwing down to first, but Allen back easily. No throw made.
Hit toward first base. He'll get the sure out there at first as Caleb is retired, moving the runner to second base. And that's where Ace Allen will reside. As Gavin Allred will try to get a hit. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 1 looking, 1 swinging.
Number 3, Gavin Allred.
Allred was red hot in the middle of the year. He's kind of cooled off here at the latter part of this season. See if he can heat back up here.
Well, if there's a perfect time to do it, it's right now.
2 outs here in the bottom of this inning. Runner goes. It's a base hit to right field. He's got an RBI. Here comes Ace Allen. He'll score. RBI single. He goes the other way. No one was home over there on the right side of the infield.
And talk about, I think, some faith in your hitter there who is 0 for 2. We just talked about that he had been hot middle ways of the season, had cooled off, was 0 for 2. But Coach Johnson puts the hit and run on, and he executes it perfectly. 5-1 your score as we have a courtesy runner coming in for Allred. It'll be number 13, B.J. Flemister. So Flemister, the courtesy runner over at first, and that'll bring up Jay O'Neill, first baseman.
Number 10, Jay O'Neill.
So Cedartown putting 2 on the board here in the bottom half of the 4th. Pitch. O'Neill, chopper to third. He'll field, he'll throw. Throw gets away. To third base goes Flemister. And the ball is still loose. Here comes Flemister. He's going to turn and head to the plate, and he's going to score. Now, did the ball go in the dugout? That's the question. And if it did, Flemister will have to go back to third. And I think that's what the call was. So Flemister will have to go back to third base. The run will not score. Second and third.
Everybody gets one.
They did. Yep.
Runner from first to on third. Play.
There you go. They will give the run.
Okay.
So the run will count.
That calls Flemister was at second.
Yep.
So he gets the one. Because he was going to third.
Yep.
So it is a 6-1 lead now for the Dogs. That one goes back to the backstop, and taking third base will be Jay O'Neill. 1 ball and no strikes. Cedartown has doubled their score here in this 4th inning. Hampton with a pitch. That one pops away. Here comes O'Neill to the plate. He will score standing up. It's now 7-1 Dogs.
Floodgates have opened here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Dogs. Plating 4 so far, a 6-run lead. And it's been just base by base, hit by hit. Nothing major, just the Dogs playing good small ball.
Swing and a miss, 2-1 now to Holiday.
Let's see Day-Day crack into one right here.
Well, he hits it hard to second base. But he takes a bat and bounce off the second baseman's glove. They do go over there and cover the bag at second, so as far as Holiday can get will be first base, and that'll be an E4, allowing Holiday to reach.
Now batting, number 2, Whitfield.
Still got 2, guys. Still got 2.
2 gone here in the 4th. Cedartown has scored 4 in the inning.
Chance to keep it going here with Tweet. High and tight. Throw down to first, but Holiday back safely. Tweet is 1 for 1 with a walk as well as a run scored. Holiday still 0 for 3 as he reaches on the air over at first base. But a base runner is a base runner nonetheless.
2 balls and no strikes. That one missing outside.
You got it right here, 5.
2-0. Called strike 1 right there. Two one.
Oh,
are you sure?
No way.
Oh my goodness.
That one was in the other batter's box.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Up the middle to the shortstop. He'll field and get to his bag at second base, and had it not deflected off the pitcher, I think it would have gotten through for a hit. But Cedartown will score 4 runs here in the 4th inning to take a 7-1 lead to the 5th. We head back after this word on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Are you ready for steel? Equipment, that is. At Croker's Hardware in Cedartown, we've got all the steel equipment. Blowers and shredder vacs, chainsaws, augers and drills, trimmers and brush cutters. We're very proud to be a retailer for the steel product line. As an independent dealer, we can provide many services that the big box chain stores just can't match. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is always ready to help you select the equipment that meets your specific needs. So call Croker's for a steel today. That's 770-748-4842 to learn more about steel in Cedartown.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big AA.
Four runs for the Dogs in the bottom of the 4th inning, and they take a 7-1 lead into the top of the 5th. New pitcher on the mound for Cedartown. Close the book on Samuel Formby. Andrew Baldwin will get the ball here in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, another senior.
Formby goes 4 innings, 1 run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts.
No hits.
No hits. Baldwin going to try to continue things. So far, the Dogs cruising here as we go to the top of the 5th. We did run into a little bit of a trouble there in the top of the 4th. None, though, off of Raiders' hits.
Samuel Formby, as we mentioned, stays in the game playing center field.
8.
Swinging and miss, strike 1.
8, 9, and 1 due up for the Raiders. It's going to be Johnson, Stratton, and Hampton.
Jacob Yarber to right field. Called strike 2, 0-2 the count. Connor Peak in left. Everybody else the same.
Everybody else the same.
Baldwin, the 0-2. Down low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braves and Blue Jays about to kick things off north of the border in Ontario. 1-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, swing and a miss for strike 3. What a nasty pitch from Andrew Baldwin. Got him swinging for out number 1.
That'll bring up Stratton, the right fielder. Number 9 in the batting order. 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Have you ever been to Toronto?
I have not.
I would love to go one day. I've been to Hamilton before, but never to Toronto. I've seen Toronto's lights on the lake. Swing, and did it go around? I thought he might have swung, but no, sir. Or did he?
He never made a call.
We'll see what happens.
There's a call.
Yep, that's strike 2.
Yep.
Nothing in 2 now, the count. 0-2, breaking ball high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That one stayed upstairs.
Toronto's a place I would like to visit one of these days. I've heard it's a great city. 1-2. Got him swinging for strike 3. Yep. 2 gone in the inning. Strikeout number 2 for Baldwin. So 2 quick outs here in the 5th.
Back to the top of the order in Hampton. Hampton 0 for 1 with a run scored and a walk.
Breaking ball misses upstairs, ball 1. The only place I have seen a baseball game outside of Atlanta like a major league game, Tampa.
I am so sorry.
Yeah, it was terrible. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
In fact, I like the facility that they're playing at this year much better.
Oh, yeah. The Trop is a dump
than the old one.
It's really a dump now.
Yeah.
Low and away, 2 balls and a strike. Not only is it a dump, but it's in a terrible part of town.
Well, didn't they make the announcement that they have made the decision to not
build not to build a new stadium?
Correct.
2-1 pitch on the way is high and tight. 3 balls and a strike.
So does that put into question the future of the Tampa Bay Rays?
Well, they either got to fix the stadium or they're going to play.
They're going to move on.
Or they're going to, who knows? Ball 4.
Surely they would not make a long-term commitment to the Yankees spring training
Well, the one
facility.
thing you don't want to do if you're a major league team is pay another major league team to use their facilities.
Exactly.
And that's what the A's are doing right now.
Especially a rival
Yes.
team in the American League East.
Especially when the stadium is named after the owner of the team, George Steinbrenner Field. But I wouldn't be shocked if Tampa, there's the throwback to first, it's in time. I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa might shop around for a new city eventually if they can't get a new stadium built there. But the Trop was a dump from the start to finish, honestly. Ball 1, that one misses.
If you were to forecast, get your fortune teller crystal ball out. If the Rays did leave Tampa Bay.
1-0 pitch on the way, runner goes, pitches not a strike but the throw to second is a strike, and they get him for out number 3. We will visit that topic when we come back.
Because you already know the question.
I know, and I have an answer.
There you go.
We'll be back in a moment.
Looking for great deals? Stop by Livewire Surplus, located on North Main Street in Cedartown. They've got everything from tools and generators to patio furniture, lawn mowers, flooring, cleaning supplies, mini splits, and much more. Whether you're tackling a project or upgrading your space, they've got what you need. Come check them out at the store today. You'll never know what you might find. Check them out on Facebook or visit their new website, livewiresurplus.com. That's Livewire Surplus, 546 North Main Street in Cedartown, 678-861-5021.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the GHSA.
Cedartown High School Baseball is on the Big Double A.
7-1 is your score as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cedartown with a 6-run lead over this Southeast Raiders team. Andrew Baldwin gets through his first inning of relief there in the top of the 5th and pitched a very good inning, recording 2 strikeouts. And then we had the runner thrown out at second for the final out of the inning. So to finish my question, if the Rays were to look for a new home, what city do you think they would go to?
Here's my top 5.
Okay.
Nashville.
Yep, I'm good with that.
Montreal.
Correct.
You said Salt Lake City.
I said Salt Lake City during the break, yeah.
Charlotte.
I could see Charlotte.
Portland.
I could see Portland.
Yes.
I could definitely see Portland.
Now, Nashville already has an exploratory organization to lure a Major League Baseball team to Nashville. And I think Nashville would be a good place for a Major League Baseball team.
I think it would too. I think
the Braves would not like that. It would draw from their fan base.
Right.
Because, technically, Tennessee is Braves country.
Absolutely.
But honestly, Montreal may be the most obvious one.
Right.
Andrew Baldwin is going to hit for himself here to start the bottom half of the 5th inning. New pitcher on the mound as well. Ground ball hit to short. And they're not going to get him. Baldwin legs out a base hit. That might be his first hit of his high school career.
Mason Williams, the new pitcher for Southeast, so you can close the book on Hampton, who would go 4 innings, 7 runs, 5 of them earned on 9 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts.
Now up, number 11, Jacob Yarborough.
Williams moves over from his position at shortstop.
So here's Yarborough with Baldwin the board at first. They have a pinch runner over there for him. There's a base hit to center field, a little nub shot. And the pinch runner is Keegan Bozeman. He'll stop at second base. So 2 consecutive base hits to greet the new pitcher.
That'll put us back to the top of the order into Samuel Formby.
Batting for the Dogs, number 6, Samuel Formby.
Formby 0 for 3. I think the home plate umpire told Samuel not to bunt as he walked by. And, you know, with a 6-run lead, I think you can probably joke a little bit, but creamed it.
He didn't bunt that time.
Let me tell you what.
Hit it hard, but
he
foul.
took the leather off of that one.
You know, if a metal bat could break, that one would have.
Yep.
He hit that one hard, but well foul. 0-1. Outside, 1-1.
That's outside, a little bit outside there. I got 1-1.
I love this home plate umpire. I love it.
I do too.
1-1 delivery. Except for that. 1-2. Curveball that
Let me tell you
got
what.
the call outside corner.
That curveball was closer to the batter's box than it was the home plate. Phew.
Oh, man. 1-2 pitch. That's driven deep to right field. Back to the fence. Goodbye! 3-run home run on senior night for Samuel Formby. 10-1 Bulldogs.
The umpire told him not to bunt. No worries, Blue. I'll just send it clear over the fence in right field.
He said that. He heard him. He said, I told you not to bunt. He didn't. He belted a 3-run home run to right field, and it was a no-doubter. Way to go, Samuel Formby, getting a home run on his senior night.
Dogs strike for 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, 4 in the 4th, 3 in the 2nd. And they have a 9-run lead, 10-1, and that'll bring up Ace Allen. Allen, 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, an RBI. He's had a home run on the season or 2. You know, he'd like to add another one here.
Yeah, early in the season, he had a couple. Breaking ball popped up to the right side. That could be trouble. Right fielder coming in, still coming in. It's in foul territory. He'll run out of room. It's foul. Strike 1. Right fielder Stratton had to run a long way. He had no chance to get to it, and luckily for the Raiders, it's foul. 0-1. Dogs, a 3-run home run in the bottom half of this 5th inning. Samuel Formby, just a no-doubter. 0-1 to Ace Allen. You know, I remember back in 2003 or whenever it was when Montreal played some of their home games in Puerto Rico. Breaking ball, that one just missing inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. I thought for a moment they might go to Puerto Rico, but they ended up going to Washington and rebranding as the Nationals. 1-1. Bouncing ball up the middle, that's going to sneak through for a base hit. So Ace Allen's got a hit.
Unlike you, though, I would not mind seeing a team return to Montreal. I would also wouldn't, like you said near the break, wouldn't mind if they went back as the Expos.
Number 8, Caleb Formby.
We made a little joke here in the break, but if they did, Matt Foster would not have to buy a new hat.
No,
he could just reuse his old one.
Yeah,
it's still a fan of the Expos.
And it's seen a lot of mileage.
It's rather worn in.
Caleb Formby hits a fly ball to center field, right center field. He's coming in. Catch is made. Back to first base goes Ace Allen. That's the first out of the inning. Caleb got under that one, popped it up to shallow right center.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here. Number 16, Cole Cochran will grab a bat and hit.
I got 16 for 3. Hold up. 16 for 3. All right, here we go.
Coach Johnson getting some of his seniors in the ball game. Cochran hits that one foul, 0-1.
Come on, Cole.
Cartersville leads Dalton 14-0 in the 5th.
Wow.
Wow. And I think Cartersville has a no-hitter going right now.
Wow.
Cochran takes high and away, 1-1. He's batting for Gavin Allred. Jay O'Neill on deck. 1-1 pitch. That's low. 2 balls and a strike.
Get out of there by Cochran. Love to see him reach here.
Snap throw over to first base. Ace Allen back in there. I think it's safe to say Cedartown will clinch a playoff berth. Woodland losing big, Cedartown winning big in these games today. 2-1 pitch. It hit him.
It did. Man.
Dirty got his uniform dirty.
Yep.
Here's Jay O'Neill. This is
number 2, Jay O'Neill.
This home plate umpire, you gotta love him. I mean, man, his zone has killed me all day, but his attitude has just been fantastic. So I'm okay with that. That's back to the backstop. Runners will move up 90 feet to second and third. 1 ball, no strikes. And I think we might be getting close to run rule territory here.
I agree.
And in fact, I think if they score this 10th run here, the winning run might be 90 feet away. 10-5, I believe.
That's what they're talking about downstairs.
Pop up. Shallow center field. The second baseman will back up and make the catch. That will not score the run.
Well, Andrew, did you get a chance to watch any of the Masters tournament?
It was
weekend?
I didn't, but I got to listen to the end of it on radio. And let me tell you,
number 1, Connor.
Probably the most dramatic Masters in the last 20 years.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It was fantastic to see. Connor Peak will bat. Peak takes upstairs. Peak, another senior on this team. The seniors have done a big job here in the last couple of innings.
I'd love to see Connor add to it right here.
1-0 pitch. Fly ball to right side. That might drop. I think it's going to. Yes, it will. And Cedartown will score their 11th run, their 12th run, and that is the ball game. Cedartown's going to win it 11-1. That's your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The Cedartown Bulldogs run rule the Southeast Whitfield Raiders after a big outburst here in the 5th inning. Cedartown winners today, whether it's 12-1 or 11-1, it doesn't matter. Cedartown, in a big way, clinches a playoff berth here today.
Absolutely. Big win for the Dogs. We'll go ahead and give you the final line. Southeast, 1 run, no hits, 3 errors on the afternoon. The Cedartown Bulldogs, 10 runs on 12 hits and just 2 errors. Just a really good performance here. Of course, it'll be 11 runs once Game Changer finally updates it. There it goes, and there's your 11th, and they counted both of them. So they'll say 12 runs on 13 hits and just 2 errors. But like you said, Andrew, either way, the Dogs with a dominating win here at home on senior night. Cedartown will move on to play the last 2 games of the regular season on Friday. We will have both of those games here for you on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, 106.1 FM, AM 1340, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and the NFHS Network. 5 o'clock, first pitch of Game 1, and then Game 2, hopefully around 7.
I'll be solo for Game 1. Hopefully Sam will be with me for Game 2 if all goes well. And then we'll talk playoffs and see where the Dogs are going to be heading in the first round of the GHSA state playoffs. But the Dogs have clinched the playoff berth with a dominating 12-1 win over the Southeast Raiders in 5 innings. For Sam Branch, Andrew Carter wishing you a good night and God bless here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big Double A. Good night, everybody.